In this month's Easy Guide video, we're looking at how to construct and use the third type of minor scale, the melodic minor. It's an interesting sounding scale whose construction can make it a bit awkward to work with, but there are certain areas, especially jazz, where it really shines. So let's take a closer look. Back in CM 196, we constructed a harmonic minor scale, and here one is, in the key of A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, and A. While it's a pleasant sounding scale with a kind of Middle Eastern flavour, it has one inescapable quirk, that big 3-semitone jump between the 6th and 7th notes, or degrees, in the scale, F and G sharp. To change this harmonic minor scale into its upward melodic minor equivalent, the 6th degree needs to be raised by a semitone. In our example, that means that the F note moves up to the F sharp. Reducing the interval between the 6th and 7th degrees to a tone, and smoothing out the jump. Looking at the scale now, notice how it closely resembles the A major scale, but with a flattened 3rd degree, the C in this case, which in an A major scale would be a C sharp. So another way to work out the upward phase of a melodic minor scale is to play the equivalent major scale with a flattened 3rd degree. Here's the A major scale. And here's the A melodic minor. The classical melodic minor scale changes depending on whether it's going up or down. Traditionally, it would revert to the natural minor form of the scale on the way down, as shown. So here we have a traditional A melodic minor scale, a harmonic minor with a raised 6th on the way up, followed by a natural minor on the way back down. To illustrate the classical form of the scale in use, let's examine the first few bars of Bach's Bourrée in E minor. This was originally composed for the lute, but I've updated it a bit. Sorry, Bach. You can see in bars 3 and 7 that the notes C and D, the 6th and 7th degrees of E minor, are sharp going up and natural coming down. Perfect classic melodic minor usage. With more contemporary material, however, the melodic minor is most often used in the same way as the other minor scales. That is, the descending phase is expressed as a mirror image of the ascending phase, as is shown here with the C melodic minor scale. The 6th and 7th degrees, A and B in this case, remain raised the whole time. In other words, they're naturals where they would normally be flats. The melodic minor lends itself particularly well to jazz improvisation, especially when played over a dominant chord, or in other words, the V chord in a progression. So if you have, for example, a 2-V-1 progression in D minor using the chords E minor, A, and D minor, the dominant chord would be the A chord. So here we have a basic D minor 2-5-1 chord progression played over a drum track which we want to construct a solo over. The dominant chord here is actually an A7 flat 5 chord, G, A, C sharp, and D sharp, shown here as E flat. This is known as an altered chord because it has a flattened 5th, and the final D chord is a D minor 6, played as F, A, B natural, and D. To show the contrast in sound between the natural and melodic minor scales, we're going to be using notes from E minor and D minor over the first and last chords, and switch to melodic minor over the dominant A7 flat 5th chord in bars 3 and 4. However, there's a widely acknowledged guideline to bear in mind here. When soloing in melodic minor over the dominant chord, it's best to use the melodic minor scale that's one semitone up from that chord's root note. So since we have an A7 flat 5, the root note of which is A, we'll want to solo with notes from the B flat melodic minor scale. B flat, C, C sharp or D flat, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat. So why does this work? Respectively, the notes of B flat melodic minor, B, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, and A, represent the flat 9th, sharpened 9th, 3rd, flat 5th, sharpened 5th, 7th, and root of an A7 chord. So as well as working over a regular dominant A7, the B flat melodic minor also sounds great over altered dominant chords such as A7 flat 5. Its notes represent what we'd normally add to turn an A7 into an altered version. Putting all that theory into practice then, we can put together a simple melodic solo using the notes from the E natural minor, B flat melodic minor, and D natural minor scales over our chord progression. Our example is shown here. Have fun!